Good afternoon, KELOLAND. This is forecast. First, we've got the sunshine out there. Not a bad afternoon. Sioux Falls in the low 30s. Aberdeen 27. Pierre forecast at 32. Rapid City mid and upper 40s. What's next? Well, most of this week fairly quiet, but we've got many more things to talk about on the extended forecast. Details are next on Midday in KELOLAND.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group. Midday in KELOLAND.
A local business is giving out free mattresses to nominees who help others in need. Plus,
North Korea is issuing new threats to the United States. I'm Natalie Brand with details of what Kim Jong-un is saying in the new year.
good afternoon and thanks for having us in, and Happy New Year. Police are investigating a New Year's Day stabbing in central Sioux Falls that sent a man to the hospital. It happened just after 6:30 this morning at a home in the area of West 7th Street and North Prairie Avenue. Police say the man had cuts to his head and hands, but his injuries are non-life-threatening. So far, no one has been arrested. We hope to get an update on the investigation during tomorrow morning's police briefing, which we will air live on KELOLAND.com starting at 10:30 Central Time. A local furniture store is giving away a free mattress once a month for an entire year to first responders, educators, and military personnel. The first recipient is Rory Kelly of T. He's a staff sergeant in the South Dakota National Guard and served one tour in Afghanistan. He says his new mattress is perfect for his injured back and neck.
Yeah, I can tell like the neck back pain that I've been fighting for a long time has helped a lot with that. You know, I've had to go to the VA consistently to keep getting treatments for all of that type of injuries, but so far it's been very helpful. I'm not stiff and sore when I wake up in the morning. So,
Sleep Easy is tonight's on KELOLAND. We'll also tell you how you can nominate someone tonight at 10. In weather, it's chilly out there, and it's one of those days where the extended forecast is especially interesting, but we'll let meteorologist Brian Carsons explain that one.
Yeah, the short term, I would say, Dan, pretty quiet. We don't have a whole lot going on, which is fine news for this New Year's Day. Certainly, they were very productive this morning at Great Bear, making more snow. And, you know, just kind of eyeballing that, I think they're making some good progress. So hopefully another good night tonight to making some snow, and I expect temperatures will be conducive for that. Well, we had plenty of fog around this morning. Most areas, though, that has now lifted. Temperature ranging here, 23 Sioux Falls right now. Rapid City up to 40, and we're doing really well on temperatures in Custer. 47 right now as of the top of the hour. The winds are generally out of the south. Now, those winds will be changing around to the northwest here tonight and tomorrow as we bring in not really necessarily a cold front, although technically speaking, it'll shift the wind to the northwest, but not too impressed with any major cooling with this. The hour-by-hour forecast, though, this afternoon holds those temperatures in the upper 20s and low 30s. The overnight, you'll see a few of these passing clouds, but this frontal system looks like it will pass through dry. At one point, we're kind of speculating if we get even a 20% chance of some precipitation, and even that looks to be pretty low. So that's how this whole forecast is going to start, and I think these kind of things will be in the forecast for a little while. Coming up, though, we are going to discuss the extended forecast at the end of the week and next week. And there's a lot to start unpacking, so we'll get busy with that story here, Dan, in just a few minutes.
Sounds good. Thank you, Brian. A powerful 7.6 magnitude earthquake rocked western Japan early today, damaging buildings and leaving residents without power. The earthquake and more than a dozen smaller ones jolted Japan just hours into the new year. People in stores, offices, and subways felt the impact of the quakes, which collapsed houses, cracked roadways, and disrupted electricity.
Suddenly, it get pretty strong earthquake, and all the car is shaking, and so everybody was panicked that time.
The quakes caused a large fire in one city and prompted authorities to issue a major tsunami warning that was later downgraded, but still posed a threat. Officials warned evacuated coastal area residents to stay away amid fears of waves of up to 10 feet. The Israel-Hamas war is raising tensions along the busy Red Sea shipping route. The U.S. military says forces from the aircraft carrier Eisenhower and USS Gravely fired on and killed several Iran-backed Houthi militants who attacked a cargo ship. The U.S. says it's the 23rd illegal Red Sea attack by Houthi rebels since mid-November. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has kicked off 2024 with a dire warning to the U.S. This could be the first of many such news-making headlines coming from the leader as Americans prepare to go to the polls this year to pick a president. Natalie Brand has details from Washington.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un rang in the new year with a rally hours after making new threats. Earlier, Kim ordered his military leaders to, quote, thoroughly annihilate the U.S. and South Korea if provoked. North Korea test-fired its most advanced ballistic missile on December 18th. Experts say Kim could increase testing of ICBMs capable of reaching the U.S. in response to this year's presidential election. Analysts on the region say Kim views the testing as a way to get more concessions from the U.S. if former President Donald Trump is reelected. Kim and Trump met for face-to-face negotiations in 2018 in an attempt to denuclearize the peninsula, but the talks fell apart. Since 2022, North Korea has conducted more than 100 missile tests, prompting the U.S. and South Korea to expand their joint military drills. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Now, Kim warned yesterday that war could break out on the Korean peninsula at any time over the U.S. and South Korean military provocations.